Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So I know it's been a second since I filmed. We moved. We're finally in our new apartment. So I'm still kind of trying to like get things set up and then like work and life and shit. But today was fun because I wanted to play around with the new Dose of Colors DesixKaty collab. So the FRIENDCATION palette, and then I also got the Chasing the Sun highlighter. I didn't really want any of the lip colors. I'm really picky about my nudes, and just none of them really like spoke to me like on a personal level, you know what I'm saying? So I didn't want to do that. And then as far as the gloss goes, I actually have really similar glosses to the ones that they came out with. I just didn't want to spend any more money on things I already have, you know? There, I said it. I'm cheap. I did this look today for you guys. Really dramatic, actually something that I don't really do a ton of. I'm normally like matte shadows, like coasting through life in all my matte shadows. So this was really fun to play around with. I kind of played around with like concealer on the lids, which I also don't do often or like ever. So I will say, like, overall review of the palette, this thing's freaking amazing. Whatever formula they use, like they all blend together beautifully, but like without losing their specific color. But they also can blend together really well to make new colors. So I've seen a lot of people kind of play around with different shades of like one shadow on the top versus one shadow on the bottom, and then flipping them and seeing kind of how they turn out differently. I will say my favorite shade is Just a Kiss. Like, that shade's the bomb. Like, I feel like I'm gonna run out of that shade. I thought that this look was really fun, like very holiday-y, very coming into the season of like all the fun shit that we do. So, that's all I got. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I definitely recommend you get your hands on that Dose of Colors palette because it is amazing. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it's sold out, so sorry in advance if it's sold out. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you have not already. Let me know what you guys want to see next, and let's jump right in. All right, I decided to do a voiceover because that's just easier. So I tied my hair back, and then I decided to show you guys filling in one of my eyebrows because I don't do it very often on camera. So I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in Espresso, and I outline the bottom of it normally and extend the tail a little bit. I do have really round eyebrows, so I do have to kind of make my own arch, which is what I'm doing on the top right here. And then I kind of just feather it in the middle of it to give myself, obviously, like no bald areas, duh. And then you'll see me feather it in the front to give myself some like faux depth up there as well. And that also extends them a little bit forward. Like, basically my eyebrows are just like screwed because I plucked them too much at a young age. What I do next is take the Maybelline, I want to say the Brow Volumizer in probably the darkest shade. And I feather that through. I love this stuff. I feel like it definitely gives me a little bit more brow hair and makes them like really defined and like easily brush through, and I just like them a lot. As my eyeshadow base, I use the Luscious Angel Eye Primer. I got it in a BoxyCharm. I mean, I feel like it works just like a concealer would, so I don't necessarily say I would suggest or like recommend it, but I also didn't hate it, so, you know, nothing bad there. So I'm going to take the cream color shade called Basic in the FRIENDCATION palette, and I put that mostly in the crease so that my colors would blend a little bit better. And then in the crease as a transition color, I went ahead and used Necessary, as I think that's what it was intended for regardless. And after that, I decided to go in with that really pretty medium brown called Churro. And I took that mostly on the outer side of my crease and kind of gave myself that cat eye effect to pull my eye outwards and extend it. And I did that also along the lash line and blended any extra product into the crease in my inner eye. Then I'm dancing, clearly. So this is me taking concealer. I use my Born This Way concealer and I put a little bit on my lid and then looked upwards to see where, when I, look like a normal human, where my crease kind of ends, and then took the concealer only on the inner part of my eye. You'll see that I basically just have like an outline on my crease, and now I'm kind of perfecting the lines and patting any excess concealer into the eyelid. I decided to use the color Dirty Money for this tutorial. It was just screaming my name, like a rich gold with almost an olivey green undertone, like it's just everything. So I'm patting that onto the concealer while it's still kind of tacky to see if it would give it a little bit more of like an oomph. I would say it worked. I feel like you could have just gotten it wet too, so whatever. And I'm carving out along that crease line where the concealer is altogether. I wanted a little bit more shine. It did come out a little bit darker than I wanted, so I took Just a Kiss on my ring finger, obviously, and I'm patting that basically all over on top of Dirty Money. I think that it gave it the little bit of brightness that it was missing and intensified it a lot. I'm going to take Churro again and I'm going to extend that color into the inner corner or like inner crease area. And then I'll take Just a Kiss and carve out the inner crease and brighten that up so that my eyes really, really pop. Then I took Basic again on that same brush, and it almost works as like an eraser for me, and blended out those really harsh lines that I felt that I kind of left. Then I'm gonna go grab, I think, my sponge and figure it out. So I'm taking just a black kohl liner, and I didn't want to do a liquid liner because I didn't want it super, super intense. So I took a black kohl liner and I'm only doing my upper lash line in a really thin, almost kind of messy line. I can do it messily because I'm going to take this pencil brush and go into Girl Bye and blend out that liner to give it more of a smoked out effect. Nothing too like bold and blatant eyeliner. I wanted something really almost subtle. I took the Ardell Faux Mink Wispies for this look. I do think that I could have gone a little bit more dramatic, but this is what I had on hand, so And the Duo eyelash glue in dark. This is how I put mine on. Some people say tweezers are dangerous, but I like to live on the edge. What can I say? So I place them in the middle of my eye and then just secure the edges down after the glue has dried a smidge. And then I'll run along the lash line with the tweezers to really squeeze them in and make sure that everything is laid down, glued down, connected, because that ain't cute. And then a couple minutes later, I'll take my fingers and kind of squeeze on the lash line as well so that there's no gapping in between the band and my natural lashes. Now we're moving on to the face. So I use my Cover FX blurring primer and I just put that more so on my cheeks and then on my forehead. It does fill in a little bit of my fine lines too. And then obviously my pores on my cheek, which are, the rough areas, let me tell you. And for my chin area, because I do have some dryness there, I use the Marc Jacobs Coconut Primer. I just find that it protects the skin there for me in a better way underneath foundation, and it doesn't let the foundation look cakey, which, I don't know, with dry skin it just does that. So I'm going to speed up my face because it's boring and it's all the basic stuff that I've been using forever. So this is my Estee Lauder Double Wear in Tawny with a Morphe, one of their gunmetal collection brushes, but this is a really great foundation brush. I actually couldn't find my sponge now that I'm thinking about it, but that's okay. Next, I have my Born This Way concealer. I really like this concealer because it leaves more of a natural finish. I have my Shape Tape, which is amazing. I love that freaking stuff, but I wanted it to be a little bit more on the natural side, and the Shape Tape is so matte sometimes that I feel like sometimes it kind of takes away a little bit, but I don't know. Try them out. I'm sure I'll go back to Shape Tape here pretty soon. To set my face, I'm using my Maybelline FitMe Pro Matte powder. Not Pro Matte. Matte and Poreless, there we go, in 220. and I just use that to set my face all over the place. I use a small brush under my eyes and in the areas that I concealed, and then I use a large kabuki just to run it all over the place. Using an oldie but a goodie that I've been using for ever, literally forever. My NYX Contour Palette, I do mix 2 of those shades, and I'm just trying to, you know, look cute. So I'm going to carve out my cheekbones. I also will carve around my big old 5 head because I was born with it, let's be real. Contour around that, my chin area as well. And then I have been liking contouring my nose. I used to not do it, and I don't know what got into me. I feel like the older you get, the more you pick yourself apart. So I do have a little eyeshadow brush that I use to contour my nose with, and I use those same colors that I contoured my face with. So it all kind of blends together. I'm using my Betty Luminizer as a blush still. I think that this looks really great on my skin tone and gives me a little bit of a natural flush. Now I'm going to go ahead and try out the Chasing the Sun highlighter. I really liked this highlighter. It is more, this is going to sound weird, of a natural, like glowing from within highlighter, but it's beautiful. I think that it's not too like in your face. It looks like I'm wearing highlighter, but it's just not like glitter, which I like. The Colourpop highlighter I'm using is Wisp. I wanted it to be a little bit more intense, especially with this eye look, and so I'm just putting it on like the really high points of my face. I'm smoking out that lower lash line, you know, the huge with Churro. I'm taking that same pencil brush that I used for my eyeliner, so it does have a little bit of residue on it. And then I'm taking Dirty Money mixed with Just a Kiss, and I'm putting it on like the inner corner of my lower lash line. Coating my lashes with mascara. For lips, I decided to go with a mixture. I'm using Colourpop. Is it Limbo? Might be Limbo. I'll list it down below. One of their brown, soft lip creams, and then I layered just a random lipstick from Rimmel on top to give me a good mixture. This is the finished look. I really, really enjoyed it. I feel like I'm actually going to be doing this again with the holiday season. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.